Bangladesh is on edge tonight. Violent protests have erupted across several cities following the death of youth leader Sharif Usman Hadi. The killing has triggered widespread unrest at a politically sensitive moment, with national elections due in February 2026. So, what happened in Bangladesh? Let me break it down for you. Sharif Usman Hadi, just 32 years old, was a spokesperson for the Inqilab Manch platform, a socio-cultural group that emerged after Bangladesh's July 2024 uprising. He was also preparing to contest the upcoming general elections as an independent candidate from the Dhaka 8 constituency. Last Friday, while launching his election campaign in Dhaka's Bijoynagar area, Hadi was attacked. According to reports, masked assailants struck as he was traveling in a rickshaw. One attacker riding pillion on a moving motorcycle shot him in the head before fleeing. Hadi was rushed to a local hospital in critical condition and later airlifted to Singapore for advanced treatment. After remaining on life support for 6 days, he died late Thursday night. Hadi was a prominent face of the 2024 uprising that led the ouster of then Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. She later fled to India and remains there in self-imposed exile. Hadi was also a vocal critic of the Awami League and of India, making his killing politically explosive. Soon after news of Hadi's death broke, protests spiraled into violence in various cities. Demonstrators came to the streets, raising anti-India slogans. Several areas reported vandalism, arson, and road blockages, forcing authorities to deploy additional police and paramilitary forces to restore order. In Dhaka, angry mobs set fire to the offices of two of Bangladesh's largest newspapers, Prothom Alo and the Daily Star, while staff members were still inside. Firefighters brought the blaze at the Daily Star building under control at around 1:40 a.m., though rescue efforts were delayed as protesters blocked access roads. Protesters accused the newspapers of being aligned with India, allegations both publications have denied. Elsewhere in the capital, the premises of the well-known cultural organization Chhaya Naut were vandalized and torched. In Rajshahi district, protesters demolished an Awami League party office using a bulldozer. Major highways were blocked in several districts, disrupting daily life. Violence was also reported from Chittagong, where protesters attacked the Indian Assistant High Commission and set fire to a house belonging to a former Awami League education minister. In another significant development, the house of Bangladesh's founding president Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and father of Sheikh Hasina was vandalized and set on fire again. The property had already been attacked twice earlier this year. Anti-India sentiment has featured prominently in the protests. In Chittagong, demonstrators hurled stones and staged a sit-in outside the Indian Assistant High Commission, raising anti-India and anti-Awami League slogans before police dispersed the crowd. Earlier this week, hundreds of protesters under the banner Julai Okia marched toward the Indian High Commission in Dhaka, demanding Sheikh Hasina's return. Bangladesh's chief advisor Muhammad Yunus addressed the nation late Thursday night, confirming Hadi's death and vowing swift justice. He described Hadi as a fearless frontline fighter of the July uprising and promised that there would be no leniency for those responsible. Yunus also urged citizens to remain calm and allow law enforcement agencies to conduct a professional investigation.
আমি আপনাদের সামনে হাজির হয়েছি অত্যন্ত হৃদয় বিদারক একটি সংবাদ নিয়ে। সিঙ্গাপুরে চিকিৎসাধীন জুলাই গণঅভ্যুত্থানের সম্মুখভাগের অকুতোভয় যোদ্ধা ও ইনকলাব মঞ্চের মুখপাত্র শরীফ ওসমান হাদি আর আমাদের মাঝে নেই। ইন্না লিল্লাহি ওয়া ইন্না ইলাইহি রাজিউন। কিছুক্ষণ আগে সিঙ্গাপুরের পররাষ্ট্রমন্ত্রী ভিভিয়ান বালাকৃষ্ণন আমাকে টেলিফোনে এই হৃদয় বিদারক সংবাদটি জানিয়েছেন। ফেসিবাদ ও আধিপত্যবাদ বিরোধী সংগ্রামের এই অমর সৈনিককে মহান রাব্বুল আলামিন শহীদ হিসেবে কবুল করুন, এই দোয়া করি।
Now, as Bangladesh grapples with grief, anger, and rising political tensions, the days ahead will be crucial for maintaining law and order and for steering the country through a fragile transition ahead of the 2026 elections. This is Apurva Adhikari for NDTV.